So, as I said in my previous video, I'm tired, and when I'm tired, so this is the difficulty. When I'm best fit and so on, this is the hardest mode tournament. So, one plays tournament when it's a bit tired, one plays World War 1-1 or 2-2 when it's really tired. Tries to do a speedrun challenge. That is not easy anyway. So, as usual, mission 38. There are other missions, but I still have to solve this. So I solve this first, and then I move to the others. Of course, there is also so the majority of people have a challenge like this challenge with speedrun. They solve it once, and they said, okay, I solved it, so therefore I can move on. Actually, it's not so true, because if we have peak performance, it doesn't mean if someone solves something, it doesn't mean that he's always able to solve the same challenge. Therefore, an idea would be that it takes too long to say, okay, I solved this challenge, and I have to beat the challenge consistently. Consistently would be in 10 attempts I would succeed 7 times, for example. In this case would be consistent, and I say, okay, I can really solve this challenge. It's not just one moment where I have good performance, and therefore I can move on. This is a bit more statistically solid approach. Most of us do, okay, I beat it once, then I can move on. That is not really always good. So let's try as usual 15 minutes. The entire installation of the computer have to be destroyed. Even if I don't finish the mission, doesn't matter. Of course, if someone can finish the mission, even better. So normally the more I talk, the less I can play. As usual, who is able to talk while playing is really good. I'm not. So let's quick. I'm really slow. Slow, extremely slow. And of course, the more one plays, the more the sequence of orders gets practice, and therefore it should be better. Of course, if this sequence of order is not that effective, there is not much that one can do. One has to repeat it a lot of times, because yes, if the sequence of orders is not so good, or the opening is not so good. In StarCraft is the build. The build is the sequence of action to produce units, yeah, the sequence of action to produce units and buildings. In chess is an opening, actually could be an opening as well. Yes, what do we use, opening or build? Let's say opening or build. Let's keep it with StarCraft. It's similar enough. So now it seems all fine. 2 minutes. Yay, it works well. And then suddenly it's not 2 minutes anymore. It's like 11. And I don't have to activate the flag, otherwise I cannot handle all the action that happens. so especially on water. I cannot handle them, they are too much for me, as I'm not so fast. And this to say that the speedrun challenge has some value in it. Of course, the best is playing against players. World War or tournament is the hardest one, especially with boost and so on. The speedrun has to be done without boost, of course. And yes, with players that are really good and full of upgrades, one can say, okay, not solving everything in 10 minutes, in even less minutes, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes. 7 minutes is really nice. When I play Quake Duel, 7 minutes is really nice because 10 minutes is exhausting and 5 minutes is too short, so 7 minutes is really a sweet spot. But of course, players that are that good do not need any speedrun challenge, as they can play just tournaments or World War. I'm too often too exhausted to play online. Of course, the speedrun challenge helps also when people do not really want to. No, they want to have a period of pause because they do not want to challenge themselves online. Losing online, it hurts and so on. There are many reasons. What I want to say is that it has value, even if, of course, the opponent is not that difficult. Another one, do I add another one? Okay. Normally what I do is I try it with okay. Let's edit here. I tried with airplanes, but I was too slow. There is a lot to analyze, for example. How many? Yes, so many. How much time does it take for some amount of units of a certain time? Maybe not precise to the. Too many people wants to be precise to the second or to the third decimal digit. It's not necessary. An estimate is enough. To know approximately how much it takes to build this or that units is useful, even if someone has to play World War and so on, because one can challenge the opponent. This is not good. See? I have openings that are not good. They are absolutely not good. So this I bring it here. So one thing that I didn't know, see, one can still learn that I cannot have for vehicle factories with so many upgrades. So what? Yes, this is fine. Seven minutes in a while. What about clicking around? It's because the units do not hear me, do what they want. So that artificial intelligence or better. The rules of engagement of the units are sometime not so intuitive or fixed, let's say, and therefore it's problematic to move them. Like, so what 9 minutes. Will I do it? Or maybe once again I fail. I poorly fail. So 11, let's go down here. I have to be faster. Oh, but really one can use the campaign also to estimate. Okay, in World War I see an opponent with 10 vehicles. How much does it take to produce more or less 10 vehicles of this type? So how much of a window do I have to react? And you can see that, for example, I don't know, the players at the top, I guess they get, even if they never computed these values, they get a feeling for it because they have 2000 games and so on. After 2000 games, lots of people get a feeling of things. They do not know exactly what is, but they have a feeling, okay, more or less after so much time I can expect this or that. Yes, I always forget that actually the best way is not just to push through, is to kite up units, so that I abuse the fact that the rules of engagement of the units allow you to trap them, to lure them like this, like those units, that you can say please go through. Of course it can be that they get stuck, that's not so optimal. So it's complicated, but I'm on a good way. In 12 minutes, once again, I'm mostly failing. I can push the production without. Okay, I can add this too. I can just do those here. 12 minutes, not so much. Maybe I can do it this time. Or not. almost finished. Did I left something here? Because normally I forget always something to destroy. 13 minutes. Yes, this time I did it. Yay. Yay. Okay. And I can also do this. So I have 13 minutes. I can even finish the... Okay, I did it. With this, so about the statistical consistency or better statistical value. With this amount of leeway, so with 30 minutes, I have no other incredible. With 30 minutes, I can say that is okay. That is okay. That I may switch to another mission first, because it's so much leeway. That there shouldn't be a problem. So that it's so much, so large. The 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes, 30 seconds. That shouldn't be a problem to say, okay, I can beat consistently this mission, because now I know what to do, namely spam vehicles and avoid the flag, and maybe this helps. And then you want to go there, no? Now I have hard time. And again, those are all together. Normally, sometimes they spawn slowly, sometimes they do not spawn slowly. It's like, I don't know, if I block them, they're not spawning together. Something like this. Okay, this should be solved. Oh, interesting. So, let's move those. Yeah, why not? For example, for real battles, I have barely a counter for Poseidons. I have the aircrafts as a sort of artillery, this yes, but I do not have much better solutions. So I have, of course, the marine units, but in the case that somehow the blue player has the upper hand against me, terms of sea supremacy. I cannot do it as they really put me pressure because my motor really slow. Okay, anyway, solved in 50 minutes 30. I can move on the next mission for the moment, then maybe redo the mission 38. Huh. Again, if one can do it, solving all the stuff, it's even better. Okay.